listen, if Durk beats it, Durk beats it. Look, Durk said fuck Vlad in 2 songs, I found out after the fact. That was just 1 song. He said fuck Vlad in 2 songs. If you notice, I never said anything. I said, that's whatever, man. Like, he's mad at me over, mentioning that they're having a boy, that him and India are having a boy, so his girl's mad at me, so he's whatever. Cool, whatever. This is back and forth. I always felt like if I ever ran into him, we would just have a conversation.
He's a very nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I mean, I knew him. We've hung out before. Like, I've interviewed him multiple times. I never was scared of Durk or whatever else. I always thought, like, okay, we just have to get face-to-face, and if we have a conversation either in person or on the phone, I will sincerely tell him that I'm sorry, and that's that. But at the point that I find out that he literally tried to kill Quando, who's always been cool with me, who I recently interviewed just like you, and, I
stay out of that, Vlad.
I just felt like it was foul. And I felt like...
but you can't do that, Vlad. They both try to kill each other. Street shit. Both try to kill each other.
Quando tried to kill Lil Durk?
Street beef, brother.
Quando tried to kill Lil Durk?
Would you know about that? That's the thing what I'm trying to say.
Is there any... Listen, Quando got shot at right after the King Von murder. Do
you think he's a choir boy?
It's tied into each other?
Do you think he's a choir boy or he's a straight up pussy? Like, what I'm saying is that... Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that...
No, Quando's a street guy.
When it comes to street stuff, a lot of us, we always be like, oh my God, they killed Young Dolph. You think Young Dolph was just a perfect angel and he was just get shot at like a pinata, respectfully. Yeah, these are street beef. We love these guys that end up passing away or whatever, and we look at the other side who did the killing as usually, not with the Vaughn situation, who we see on camera, he was the aggressor, but we usually look at like, damn, why'd you kill him? They're both trying to do the same shit.
But in this particular case, Quando was the victim.
FBG Duck and King Von. You think that FBG people never wanted nothing to happen to King Von?
But I never took the same stance about FBG Duck.
No, but
I knew that Duck's people and...
So in your opinion, you think that Quando Rondo was just minding his business?
That night, yeah.
But it's always like that. But do you think that he was not part of this beef or this back and forth?
I have yet to hear Quando Rondo threatening King Von, threatening Lil Durk, shootings or violence occurring that came from Quando Rondo.
You're not going to hear about it until there's an arrest.
I would have heard something considering
there's
who I am.
There's 3-4 shootings.
Do you know how many people approach me and tell me different stuff? Like, one of the shooters, I'm not going to say who it is because this was a private DM and so forth, someone who's affiliated with one of the shooters basically was like, this guy, I've known this guy my whole life. He's not even part of OTF or whatever else, so you guys could kind of figure out who it is, but I'm not going to say specifically who it is. They're like, this guy's definitely going to tell. He's not built for this. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't come from this type of background. He's not like a hardened killer or whatever else. He's going to be cooperating.
Yo, Vlad.
And he's one of the shooters.
The only thing I'm saying, listen, we could be cool with either side, and I got no problem with Quando, and I got no problem with Durk. But what I realized it from the war in Chirac. It's easy to say when someone dies or the other guy, you must be a piece of shit. Why would you even do all this to kill this guy? Then you realize it's always back and forth. You see, yeah, okay. Like I've been covering the Fulio. It's not always
back and forth. Sometimes you have people who are being the aggressor, who are being the bully, and who are using their money.
So you're saying Quando was being bullied? Quando was a street dude too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if he was a civilian, yeah.
Absolutely.
You're not going to
believe in this particular situation, Quando got bullied, and they thought that they could bully him, and they didn't realize the type of people that Quando had around him, like Lil Tim, who was down to actually go all out to protect his friend.
You're going off internet narratives. You're going off what you see on the internet.
No, I've interviewed Quando and Lil Tim.
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying.
I've interviewed Quando and Lil Tim. No. Even Lil Tim said, if King Von didn't attack my friend, he'd be alive today.
Yeah, but Vlad, you're trying to make one side like the victims when in street beef it's usually just retaliatory shit.
Not in this case.
That's not true.
Tell me what Quando and his crew did.
Okay.
I'm not talking about NBA Youngboy. I'm talking about Quando.
All right. But you're talking about them like they choir boys. Now I got to talk about the indictment that they caught. There's charges for shootings in there. You think that they were just shooting at the air?
Wait. Quando?
Yes.
Quando has a drug dealing
No,
charge.
firearms and discharging firearms. Come on, go look at the indictment. They're indicted for being a gang and doing what people in a gang do. What do you think they're like? They're like angels.
Quando Rondo was arrested for controlled substances and street gang activity.
With street gang activity. What do you think that is, Vlad?
Could be various things.
Come on. What I'm saying is that you have a personal connection now with him because you met him. But one thing I realized is that people in the streets, they're involved. Like, we're looking at it from a perspective. Like, for example, everybody, like, the industry loves Dolph. You think that them guys, I don't want to mention necessary names, them guys who wanted Dolph dead is probably not be like, man, them fuck niggas been trying us. This been in the streets. Dolph was no victim, but he seems like a victim because all we heard about is him getting shot 100 times. You think PREs are some soft ass like victims? Hell no. You don't see how many people who died since Dolph got killed? You think those guys are victims? Fuck no. But we love Dolph. So we are going to villainize anyone who hurt Dolph. In this situation, what I'm saying is I've heard attempts, I've heard close situations back and forth. Now, granted, they might have not.
I've never heard of anyone affiliated with Durk or King Von that was shot at or attacked by anyone from Quando Rondo's camp, except for when Little Tim did what he did right there in that moment, and that was self-defense. That's why he got off with stand
from
your
what
ground.
you know on the internet. As I said, from what you know on the internet.
Okay, from people approaching me, from everything, from the whole thing. I have yet to hear something otherwise. Now, if someone DMs me and breaks down a whole story for me, then I'll take my words back.
Put it like this.
Because like I said, Quando got shot at again in Georgia. Remember, like his cameraman got shot in the hand?
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. I kind of know what it's about, but I'm not going to put it out there. But he has been shot at and attempts on his life multiple times now. People are being shot and killed around him, and he's not being the aggressor. He's really just trying to
beef don't work like that normally. Where both sides usually popping their shit.
Well, I have yet to see it on the other side.
Only time I consider it bullying is if you're a street dude with a civilian, and I advise every civilian go to the cops and get that street nigga locked up. usually two street dudes, no one will ever admit they're getting bullied. The next time you talk to Quando, ask him if you felt like he was getting bullied.
Did you see my interview with Lil Tim?
Yes.
What'd you think?
I think he's pretty honest and straight up. Yeah. I mean, I think some people wanted him to have remorse, and that's not how stuff goes. Like, you don't have remorse in a situation that you thought was do or die. What remorse you gonna have? They're like, yo, he said something to you, and it was just like, man, I just can't believe that nigga did that fuck shit that night. This whole shit wouldn't have happened. Yeah, well, there's no remorse that's gonna come with it.
I agree with him. When you did finally find out that it was King Von who died, how'd you feel?
I was like, damn. If Brian did that stupid shit last night, his ass still would have been alive. At the end of the day, if they ain't never popped that shit off, that shit would have never happened like that.
At the end of the day, you have a King Von who has been bragging about all the murders he's been doing. So you have to take a person at their word to think that this person
it's like me telling you my dog bite. And then now you come to my crib and my dog finna jump on your ass, and you could be like, oh, is he gonna give me a hug or is he gonna bite the shit out of me? Like I've been telling me. Right?
Exactly. King Von's whole platform is that he's a killer. He's eating serial killer in his interviews. He's bragging about all the bodies. He's bragging on the Breakfast Club, how he beat his murder because he had a good lawyer, not because he didn't do it. Trap Lord Ross called him, hip-hop's first serial killer.
By the way, let me tell you the parallel between some of King Von cases. There's one murder in particular that they were accusing him of doing, and people are like, well, why didn't he get convicted? The witnesses disappeared.
Yeah. See what I'm saying?